When you've written 10 novels and won major literary awards, obviously the next step is writing and directing the adaptation of your very own bestseller, and with a major French star. I caught up with writer-director David Foenkinos and his brother Stéphane to discuss their debut film Delicacy, which is released here in the UK cinemas April 13th. David and Stéphane Foenkinos, welcome to Rendez-Vous with French Cinema. It's great to have you here. Many successful authors have films made of their work. Some even adapt the screenplays themselves. But David, you must be one of the few who has directed the film of the book that you wrote. I can't think of many other people who have done this.
No, you're right. It's not so frequent, but at the first time I didn't want to do it at all. That's my brother who convinced me to, when he read the book. He said to me, "We have to do it by ourselves. It's the subject that we were waiting for." And I feel some kind of special thing with this book, like I didn't finish my story with this story, and I wanted to work again and more with my characters. But I mean, for other book, I'm sure I will be not the good one to direct the adaptation. But for this one, we really feel it.
So having your brother co-direct gave you a fresh pair of eyes to get objectivity, because you were obviously very close to the material.
Yes, of course.
I like that I'm a fresh pair of eyes.
Yes, you're right.
I use the sentence.
I mean, a movie is not only about the story, so we discuss about everything. This is my book at the beginning, but this is completely our movie.
And as directing siblings, does one tend to work more with the actors? Is one more technically minded?
Exactly.
Well, we prepared a lot together, so I think it's only on the set. On the set, I would be more with the actors, and David will be like behind the screen. But all the decisions were mutual. I mean, it was just for the actors to have one comment and not to have it in stereo.
At first glance, this film comes off as a typically cute, whimsical, also French trifle. But it does have a decidedly bittersweet taste running underneath. It's quite different in that sense, perhaps from other orgy tattoo films, which in France they're kind of their own brand, almost. And with this film, it starts with the Polaroids in the montage sequence. Immediately reminded me of Amelie.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, are you trying to upend people's expectations of what an orgy tattoo film should be? Because after this montage, of course, there is tragedy.
It's very funny, but because we didn't think about this when we in that way. We, of course, when you have Audrey Tautou, you don't want to feel close to Amélie. You want to escape from this point of view. But you're right. At the beginning of the movie, the music, the way, the happiness of the character, of course, can think about Amélie. And
also the looks of Audrey, because she's supposed to be in her 20s at the beginning, and it takes us back to Amélie days. And I think it's even, we would be very happy because we love Amélie, and it's not, we all, it was part of our heritage as filmmakers and as an audience, but it is so associated to the actress that it's beyond us, it's beyond her, even if she's still proud of the film. But it's true that it's maybe we just do a wink to Jean-Pierre Jeunet and to the film. That's it. But then the tragedy comes because it's the story of the book. That's it.
And not about the tragedy, also all the second part of the movie, which is so special with the Swedish guy and everything. We are very far from Amélie.
Yes.
So it isn't your intention in any way to play with her screen image?
No.
Because she actually said in one interview that this part, she wanted it to be as close to her as possible.
Yes, it's true.
So I'm wondering, what is the real orgy tattoo like, as opposed to big brown eyes, frosted lips, and bouncing hair at the beginning of your film.
Yeah.
You know, the image that we as viewers have fallen in love with on the screen.
Yes, I think that the mourning period in the film gives a pretty good idea about who she is, who she wants to appear without makeup, without any artificial. She's a very lively girl and woman, and thank God that she said she never experienced what Natalie experiences in the film, but she felt close to that, and that's why sometimes there was a very thin line between acting and non-acting, and she wanted to react naturally. She wanted to be as spontaneous in the film as possible, even in the most absurd sequences with Marcus.
In these beginning sequences, I personally felt her grieving was a little rushed. I've not read your book yet. I'm wondering if the book explores this era of her life more. It felt like you were very eager to get to the comedy romance which your audience is paying to see.
I mean, the movie it's almost like 2 hours long, so you have to tell a story of a woman during almost 10 years. So I think we didn't want to be too quick, too fast, but we have to let her live the second part of her life. But we should have been more quick about all the difficult period of his life.
The thing is, we try to respect also the balance that exists in the book, even if it is more narrated. Like the when she meets François, there's a long wedding sequence, and we had, of course, to cut it. But still, we really fought because Marcus, François Damiens, is very famous as a comedian, and everyone wanted to see him. And so it is a challenge to have your main character come in at the 30th minute of the film. But it was very important to us that the mourning period was respected. And if you feel that it's rushed, but to us, we try to maintain that balance.
Well, I felt the film actually had a great attention to detail, not unlike a novel, in that I noticed lots of things, like when she is in her carefree days, working at the theatre, the programmes are €5. Years later, when she is the boss of a company, probably a bigger paycheck, those programs are now €8.
It's the inflation, that's why.
and interestingly, she's wearing a jumper when she goes to the interview at the company. When she first goes to the company, she's very nervous and unsure of herself.
Yeah.
She's wearing the very same jumper in the scenes when the rumours about her relationship start going around the office, and she starts to be...
You're very good.
...unsure of herself again.
We are so happy because we
you.
make a movie. It's always thinking about
Details.
every detail. It's months of working before the shooting, and we are so happy that you
notice
that.
Even the Yoko Ono picture over the bed. Can you remind me? You see it over the bed at the beginning, but it is mentioned again
later
when Charles is drunk and he says she's like Yoko Ono.
Elle est incroyable, cette fille. Je me demande ce qu'elle va prendre. Elle hésite. J'adore les femmes qui hésitent. Qu'est-ce qu'elle va choisir? Un café? Non, c'est trop banal. Mais bon, c'est toujours mieux qu'un déca. Il n'y a rien de plus sinistre qu'un déca. Un thé? Non, ce qui serait bien, ce serait un jus. Mais bon, pas n'importe lequel. Pas un truc trop exotique. La papaye, la goya, ça fait peur. Faudrait pas non plus un truc trop classique comme l'orange ou la pomme. Non, le mieux, ce serait un jus d'abricot. Voilà. Si elle prend un jus d'abricot, je me lève et je l'aborde. avez choisi?
Oui, je vais prendre un café. Non. Un jus. Un jus d'abricot.
D'accord.
In terms of communicating the interior life of a novel on screen, most adaptations, they either use way too much voiceover, or they strip it out completely. They hope that the audience will bring that with them. This film has a very haphazard approach to using that. You have characters, not just your main couple, but everybody, they voice their internal thoughts. But this seems to occur, to me at least, it felt very random. Can you talk about it?
I think it was important to have, the movie starts with François' voice, and then it's Nathalie's voice, and François is dead, and then it's Charles' voice. It's like the voice of all the men in her life, but they always talk about her. And in the end, it's Marcus, like bookends, and it sums up the whole story. So all the voiceovers are, we like voiceover as a medium, like in François Truffaut's film, they always narrate the film, but we didn't want to be too literary, especially because of the book. But here the voices are when they're essential, and so we try to keep the ones that meant something.
Well, congratulations to you both on your first feature. I'm sure it will be a big success, and maybe too for the book.
I hope so.
Here in the UK.
Fingers crossed.
Yes, the profile of the novel.
We're very happy.
We hope at least it's successful enough so that you can come back again and we can talk to you when your second feature, if it is an adaptation again or not. But we look forward to it, whatever
it will be not an adaptation, but
we'd like to come back.
Yeah.
Thank you ever so much.
Thank
you very much.
Thank you.